Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this special Thursday edition of Live from My Desk. We'll be interviewing both of our candidates for president-elect this week and next week, and we are just waiting for Sara to get on the line. Let's see if we can add her in. But while we're waiting for Sara to join us, we received some information about the SNA election, and we'd love to share that with you. So the election process is a little bit different this year than in years past. And what is going to happen this year is that you are going to be receiving an email notification. And that email notification is not actually going to be coming from SNA. It's going to be coming from a separate individual. And what's the name of that? It is Election Services Corp. So if you see it, it is not spam. Please definitely take a minute and take a look at that. The election procedures, you'll be getting that ballot. You will need your own individual email address to log in and cast your votes. This is some additional confirmation to confirm the identity of the individual who's voting. If you can't find the email, they're saying for you to check your spam inbox and again, look for that Election Services Corp. If you're just searching by like SNA or something, that's probably not going to come up. Then if it's possible that you did not have a valid individual address in your SNA record at the time the database was sent to the company, you might have changed your email since last updating your member profile. There's a couple of things you can do. You can click on the red log into my account button that's visible at the top of schoolnutrition.org. You can check that your member profile includes an accurate individual email address that's unique to you or your family, something you can access and only you. And then if your record does not have an individual email address, you'll need to create one in order to participate in the SNA election. You can do this through, a Gmail, or there are a ton of different services across the country. So if your email address wasn't accurate, and you now have a new individual email address, or if the information was correct, but you still haven't received the election email on February 15th, that's the day after Valentine's Day, please contact ESC Help Desk toll free, and I'll actually put that phone number at the bottom of this live so that you guys can have that, and there's also an email address that we'll provide to our viewers as well. So we're just going to share this in a couple of different places so that people can join us live for this exciting edition of Live from My Desk. And we're going to see if we can get Sara on to join us. Hey, Sara, I see you liked my video. So let's see if we can bring you on there. Hi, Sean. How are you today? My friend Sean from the lovely state of Florida is watching. Hello, Florida, Sean. It is currently 34 degrees in New Hampshire, and I'm cold. So that's what's going on here. Sara, if you see in the bottom of your screen it's going to be a picture of a little silhouette, and then there's another picture of another person in a box. If you can go ahead and click on that, it'll ask you if you'd like to join the broadcast. So hopefully you can click that button, and then you'll come in and be live with us. It'll say request to come into the broadcast. The power of live video. And Sara, if you don't see it, maybe you want to just exit out of this live broadcast and then come back in, and then hopefully it'll pop up for you so that you can join us. Don't worry, everyone seems to be having this issue. It's not easy, folks. It's not easy. There's a lot of different technical issues. Stephanie and I were dealing with some echo issues last week, and we went on every online forum we went on to said it happens to everyone. Everyone has that issue, so it's just kind of a big pain, but there you are, Sara. And it says it's letting you in. Hi!
noise, though?
I don't know why. Can you flip your phone?
Well, it is horizontal. Should I flip it the other way?
Yeah, give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Give it a shot. See
Yeah,
what
just
happens.
flip.
Oh,
Hey!
hey, what am I doing wrong? Oh my goodness, what have I done? Do I rotate myself?
Go
Oh my,
ahead and change the Can you change the orientation on your phone or click it back? Ah,
I
there
don't
you
know what.
go.
I'm upright.
You did it.
Hi, how are you?
Congratulations. Welcome to
Did it.
Facebook Live.
Great. Try not to bounce around too much. How are you today?
I'm doing so well. All right, Sara Gasiorowski. How'd I do?
Yes.
Say
Very
it for
well.
me.
It's Gasiorowski.
Gasiorowski. Well, Sara
Yeah, more of
Gasiorowski.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us live from our desk today.
I'm very excited.
So glad to hear it. And thank you for joining us. And you're running this year for President-elect of School Nutrition Association.
I am. It's a great honor, and I'm having fun with the campaign, and I so appreciate all the support from everybody.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. So let's just dive right into some questions that we have for you, because we really want to get to know you and understand what your vision is for SNA. And, you know, the first question I'm going to ask you is that standard interview question. You know, what skills and experiences are you bringing to this position, and how has it prepared you for national office?
Well, I bring 38 years of school nutrition experience.
That's older than me.
Don't start that. I started when I was very young, but no, I have really been in school nutrition ever since I graduated from college. I never thought when I started that path that it would lead me to where I am today. I spent my first 16 years actually working in contract management. In schools, I worked in Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio. And then in 1992, had the opportunity to move back to my home state of Indiana and worked as a district manager with contract management for 4 years, covering 3 states and on the road a lot. And decided in 1996, the opportunity came for me to be here at my wonderful district, Wayne Township. And I'm now in my 22nd year. Our district is about 16,400 students, 77% free and reduced, and we've had so many opportunities over the years to provide programs and services to our kids, and it's just a great place to work. When I think about my leadership story, I go back to the fall of 1996 as a new director here in the district, and my secretary signed me up for a seminar with Indiana School Nutrition Association, which at that time, of course, was Indiana School Food Service Association. Mm-hmm. And I went, and 4 directors from the area came up to me and introduced themselves. And they got me involved in the association at the state level. And when I look back, I truly would not be in this opportunity today if it hadn't been for those 4 directors reaching out to me, introducing themselves, getting me involved. And heartbreakingly enough this week, one of those directors passed away. So it's very fulfilling and emotional for me right now to have this opportunity, and that she's no longer with us to share in the fun, but I know she's looking up on high, so it's all good. But I got involved at the state level and served on the board, did secretary treasurer, and then I started getting involved at the national level through PPL committee, and spent actually 7 years on PPL committee. And then I was back doing state work, going up through the leadership ranks. I served again at the national level on the leadership committee, on the PAC board as the PAC chair. Then I went on the executive board as the Mideast regional director, chair of the regional directors, executive committee, and now I am chair of the PPL committee. So it's been a wonderful leadership journey, opportunity to be on multiple task force groups, strategic planning, the governance restructuring, so many great experiences that have really, really prepared me well to take on the role as president-elect, I always serve with integrity. We're going to do the right things for the right reasons and the right purposes. I'm also a devil's advocate. I like to look at things from all perspectives and draw people into the conversation. You know, sometimes in a group setting where not everybody wants to participate, and serving with as PPL chair this year, they've discovered that I will purposely ask somebody, I want to make sure everybody's voices are heard in making the decision. So we're doing what's best for our members in everything that we do.
Wow, that's an illustrious resume. It makes me tired just thinking of it, but I mean, wow, that's really incredible. And I just love what you said about doing the right thing for the right people at the right time, or how did you put it again?
Doing the right thing for the right reason and for the right purpose.
That's amazing. I'm going to write that down after this and use that. I'm going to go on my vision board. So,
okay.
And you alluded to this a little bit about the inclusion of people, but diversity has been such a topic of conversation throughout SNA and throughout the world. We see it every day when we turn on the news or when we look out into life itself. What's your plan to reach out to those individuals and give them a path towards inclusion so that they can feel that their voices are heard and that they are equal members in this great society we call School Nutrition Association?
The district I work in is very diverse. Last year we had 77 different foreign languages. We are pretty equally distributed between Black, Hispanic, Caucasian, and then many different ethnic backgrounds. We have I have employees from Africa and Morocco, Europe, Latin America, and I wanted that knowledge and experience I've gained here at the district level, transferring it then at the national level to all our groups. That it doesn't matter what your background is, your orientation, your ethnicity, anything like that. Everybody has something to contribute to this association. So to get there, we have to listen. We have to listen to our members. And to me, that starts at the state level. When I was regional director, I loved doing my state visits. That was the highlight of being a regional director. And it was very busy. And as president-elect, I want to make it a mission that when I'm doing state visits, that I do focus groups and talk on a topic, whether it be, diversity, inclusion, or other areas of the strategic plan. We have to find out first, what do our states need? What are the challenges? What are, the opportunities? And to bring in people. How do we get those people in? And there was a great little thread today on Facebook with school nutrition professionals that was talking about, at the state level, it seems like you have a lot of repeat people participating. And it struck me because many states challenge that. So how do we learn from our members about the challenges and opportunities to bring in all different types of people to get involved? Once you have that information, then you can take the step to go do a task force at the national level. But you have to bring in what's going on at the local and state level first to know how you would apply it at the national level. Once that's done, then look at professional development opportunities. And we have to always keep the conversation going. It's not a one and done thing to bring in inclusiveness and diversity into a group. It's a constant, and it's not going to happen in a year. It's going to take time. But because it's in the forefront and it is a part of the strategic plan, it's very much going to be addressed, and I look forward to being a part of that process.
Absolutely. Well, those are all great answers, and that's what everyone wants to hear is we all deal with problems every day. We just want there to be a path towards that solution. And it seems like SNA has just embraced this concept. And I'm glad to hear that you fully support it going forward, because I think it's just so important for our members. So that's great.
Absolutely. And it makes us stronger and better as an association when all voices are heard.
Oh, for sure. I mean, everyone, you go to conferences, I'm sure, Sarah, you've got a million people that you meet and you just have this amazing story. And, you know, isn't that the beauty of half of what we do every day is working with people to create food and feed hungry kids. So it's great.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I think one of our former state presidents said it best, and I've always remembered that, is that in our association, we want everybody to be successful.
Hmm.
There is no real competition between us. We want everybody to succeed because it benefits the students that we have the privilege of serving. And you can get on an elevator and not know anyone, and you walk off that elevator with new friends. And I've just always remembered that.
I always say that we're all stakeholders in each other's business because if I do something wrong, Sarah, it's going to affect you. And if you do something wonderful, then you are just elevating the ideals of school lunch in America. So I am equally invested in your success as you are in mine. And we all just have this a beautiful symbiotic relationship. And I think that that's wonderful. But I'm going to get back to the questions and stop talking to you like my friend. So talk to us
That's okay.
about
That's okay.
I'm very distracted by sparkly things. So talk to us a little bit about the impact that you hope to have on SNA. What do you want to be known for as president-elect and then a president of this organization?
I think first and foremost, sharing my passion for not only this association, but for the wonderful things that we do for students every day across this nation. And to get there, we have to be very collaborative in the process and building consensus in our decisions and working together cooperatively in everything that we do. Um, the three things I really will focus on, is of course advocacy. It's a passion of mine, and I tell folks almost every decision we make during our work day stems from some legislative or regulatory issue. So the advocacy piece is very, very important. Building relationships with our stakeholders, with our allied professionals, with our principals and other business managers throughout not only our state but the country, to educate and inform them and all be a part together for the advocacy for our students. Expanding professional development is another key thing. We really want to look at how do we change up professional development in changing technology. I'm not the most savvy person. Obviously, I had trouble getting on this thing,
No,
but
you're good. You get two thumbs way up.
um, but it's people are busy, and is it a podcast? Is it something they can do quickly to get that professional development opportunity? So working with our professional development staff at SNA and the wonderful things that they do, how do we take it to the next level and continue to grow it in services for our members? And then, of course, developing leaders. Looking, again, it goes back to, diversity and inclusion and reaching out and talking at the state level and finding out what their needs are to grow that pipeline of future leaders. So, and how we can also turn around and help state associations develop future leaders so they're not always having repeat, people always having to step up to the plate. Maybe they need to rethink their board structure and how they do things. Time is precious. And at the state level, maybe people can't get away from their offices quite as much. So how do we help boards to restructure, reach out to more people, make board meetings valuable board meetings, and talking about strategic topics and the services and programs that they can take out to their membership at the state and local level. So those are the key areas that, as president-elect and president, I will definitely focus on.
That sounds fantastic. I don't know if you can see the likes and hearts that you're getting, but you got some really good ones for professional development and taking it to the next level. So people are liking that one. And advocacy. I think that is super important. I would show you, I have on my board right here, my administrative review checklist. Let's see how much I've done. And here are all my little check marks going down.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. So much of what we do every day is so regulated, and there are some lovely individuals sitting behind desks in Washington, D.C., who are making these decisions for us. It's so important that our voices be heard. So thank you to all of your efforts and all of the efforts that the PPNL and all of SNA do to make this list not to get any longer for me.
I know. We are preparing for our administrative review also. It's in a month, and it's the week after LAC, so we're in the midst of that and in a procurement review. So I'm right there with you.
Okay. Oh, great. So tell us about your biggest professional challenge, throughout your 38 years. Was it 38? And
Yeah.
how did you overcome something that really kind of taught you something about yourself or about our industry?
I thought a lot about this question because you can't work for 30 plus years and not have challenges, or sometimes we call them in our office fun failures, that don't impact you and affect you. But as I looked back, truly the one that I think helped me grow as a director and as a person was making the decision a couple years ago to totally restructure our office. Didn't really have the right people in the right places, and we weren't making the progress that we needed to be making to serve our students. Mm-hmm. And, after a lot of coaching and counseling and trying to work things out, we had to make some decisions. And it was probably the hardest 6 to 12 months of my professional career, because you like people so much, and you have to be able to sometimes separate the personal from the professional. And I grew a lot in that process of ultimately, at the end of the day, it's what is best for our district and the students. So I'm very happy, we went through it, and now we have a wonderful, wonderful child nutrition team that is engaged and exciting, and it's so fun to see them grow. And, one just left to pursue an opportunity to become an assistant director. Wow. And to know that I've had the opportunity to mentor people who have gone to become assistant directors and directors over my career, that is just the biggest reward. But that was a true challenge.
Wow, that's amazing. And what an amazing outcome to have mentored someone who is progressing in their career. Congratulations and kudos to you. So that's fantastic. So this is, I think, my favorite question is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Always be patient, but persevere. Mm-hmm. I know early on in my career, sometimes I would jump the gun and make decisions and not bring in all the people who needed to be in the conversation.
Like you're talking to me.
A previous assistant and I made a decision to do something and involved removing some trace slides without having a conversation to who it might also impact, and it kind of blew up in our face. But again, that was a fun failure, and it really taught about communication and bringing people together. But along with that is, don't be afraid to dare greatly. On my wall, I have the Roosevelt quote about, the person with the dirt on their face, and we're going to dare greatly. And I read that a lot because I think what we all do as school nutrition professionals is we dare greatly every single day, because we are out there on the front lines, and as I tell our staff, it is never about us. It is always about the children that we have the privilege to serve. And that's where we dare greatly to make an impact on their lives. And then as SNA members, we dare greatly as an association to serve our members, to provide them with learning opportunities and professional development and other resources so they can take that back and go to great heights. So those are the things, persevere, be patient, but also dare, but always communicate, communicate, communicate.
Thank you. That speaks right to my heart. It's, I keep getting, the universe keeps telling me patience, patience, patience. It is
Yes,
the hardest thing to do. I don't know
it is.
how you survived without 2 day shipping. Amazon 2 day shipping 33 years ago, man. Like, you deserve a medal. But our
You know,
last question, go ahead.
I think back to, when I first started out and everything was paper and it was snail mail and there was no, there was barely a fax machine, and just how fast things always happen now and being able to turn on a dime. So it has been a crazy ride.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, what do you want people to remember about you when they go and open their email that they'll receive from SNA on the 15th from, what's the name of this thing? Election Services Corp. Uh,
Right.
why are they clicking on your name?
I want people to vote for me because I am all about our membership. Uh, our association is nothing without our members, and we have to remember that. And I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to what are the needs of our members at the local and state level, and how then we at the national level take that and develop the programs and the services, and the other issues that will help them to be successful. To me, those are the critical pieces of any association are the members. And really helping our members to access the resources. We have so many resources available through SNA that people don't realize. And how do we do a better job of getting those resources out to people and helping people to navigate on the website to find things and hunt and peck? But to me, it's always that our members are the heart and soul of our association. And as president-elect and president, I'm going to represent our association across this nation, speaking on behalf of all of our members and advocating on behalf of our members to improve our programs and services.
Amazing.
Success always comes when we reach out and involve our members at all levels, and always when we listen and connect. It's about building relationships and connecting.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly with you. But we're just out of time, and thank you so incredibly much for joining us today, Sara Gasiorowski.
Yes.
We have so much enjoyed learning about your journey and how you would impact School Nutrition Association. We remind our viewers that you will be receiving an email from Election Services Corp on the day after Valentine's Day, so they can fill their heart with chocolate and love on Valentine's Day, and then the next day they can cast their vote. We'll be interviewing our other candidate for president-elect next Thursday at 3:30 on this channel. And if you have a chance, go back, and if you missed any of our candidates from last week, we had 2 vice presidential candidates, so they can go and learn a little bit more about those folks. But Sara, thank you so much for joining us, and you fought through that technology and you were with us, and we have so much enjoyed hearing from you, so thank you again.
I just want to thank you and Stephanie for this amazing opportunity. I think it's wonderful that you put forth the invitation, and I think it's been a great experience for all of us, and hopefully for everybody who's listening to the interviews to become better educated. And I just ask for everyone's vote February 15th through the 28th, and also make sure you're attending LAC.
Excellent. Thank you, Sara. Have a great day, and thank you for everyone for tuning in to this special edition of Live from My Desk.